When you hear the words Genie, Make a Wish, you expect something magical, a fantasy romance full of sparkle, love, and maybe a few tears. Especially when it stars two of Korea's most beloved faces, Bae Suzy and Kim Woo-Bin. But what if I told you this was one of the most hated K-dramas of 2025? Yeah, things went downhill, fast. Let's rewind a bit. Genie Make a Wish dropped on Netflix last month, and at first glance, it had everything going for it. A fantasy setup, top-tier cast chemistry, a mix of magic and romance. Fans were so ready to see Suzy and Woo-Bin together again after Uncontrollably Fond. But instead of magic, what we got was, well, a mess. Even before episode 1 aired, controversy struck. The teaser posters showed what looked like a mosque dome, shaped like a lamp, and then came the background score with actual Islamic prayer lines. That's when Muslim viewers across social media called it out for cultural insensitivity. Instead of apologizing properly, the production team recut 2 scenes and said it was fixed. But for many viewers, the damage was already done. Then came more questionable moments like characters drinking alcohol in a prayer hall set and genie costumes designed like religious robes. The outrage just kept growing every episode. It wasn't just about one scene, it became about how carelessly religion and culture were used for aesthetics. That's a line fans didn't want crossed. But let's say you tried to ignore the controversy and just watched for the story or the acting. Sadly, it didn't get better there either. Fans said Suzy's comic timing felt off, her lines landed flat, and she looked disconnected from her character. And Kim Woo-Bin, that deep voice we all love, it stayed the exact same whether he was granting wishes, fighting demons, or cooking ramen. Online boards compared the whole thing to a high school play with CGI. And honestly, the green screen scenes looked unfinished, like someone ran out of budget mid-edit. Now, let's talk about the plot. At first, it's a romantic fantasy, a genie falls for his human master. Okay, cliché, but fun. Then suddenly, episode 5 introduces time travel. Episode 6, time travel disappears. And by the finale, everything resets because it was all a dream. So the story we followed for 12 episodes basically didn't matter. It's the kind of ending that makes you stare at your screen thinking, did I just waste 10 hours of my life? Now here's where it gets interesting. Despite all the hate, Genie Make a Wish is still listed in Netflix's global top 10. But that might say more about curiosity than popularity, because on IMDb, it's sitting at 2.4 out of 10, with 68% one-star reviews. That's brutal. Even loyal Suzy and Woo-Bin fans started asking if the script was rushed, maybe just trying to cash in on the Hallyu hype. Personally, I don't think Genie, Make-A-Wish was meant to offend or fail. But it's a classic case of poor creative direction, a story that forgot sensitivity, clarity, and purpose. It had potential to explore love, wishes, and faith in a magical way. Instead, it tried to be too many things: a fantasy, a romance, a moral story, and ended up being none of them. Suzy and Woo-Bin deserve better scripts. The audience deserves more respect. And honestly, Genie, Make-A-Wish could have been something beautiful if only it had listened to its own title. Now I want to hear from you. Did you watch Genie, Make-A-Wish? Did it deserve all the backlash? Or was there something worth saving? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more K-drama deep dives every week.